Congratulations, you'd be the first gay president. Come out, say it. What?
Anyway.
What anyway? Oh, Adam, you already, that anyway, you're like, you don't believe.
Oh, wait, I think Adam, he's like a bro, but I think he's relatively normal. Adam feels like the kind of guy who finds himself in a crowd of people who believe some really wacky shit, and they're all kind of like drinking. He's looking at us like, we don't actually believe this shit, right, guys?
I love that we have, you know, conspiracy theorists on the show.
Who's the conspiracy?
We've had Alex Jones. We've had.
How much of his theories that?
How much is he? Oh, he f***ed up.
We all of a sudden now believe a gay crackhead, Obama blowing drug dealer, criminal.
He's not a dealer, Patrick. If you had $10,000 cash right now and somebody said you have to bet one way or the other, you can't take the money. Whatever you win, you win. Do you think Obama's gay or not?
I would love to hear Pat's answer. Go ahead.
If you hold on, because I love this.
Oh, this is so uncomfortable.
Barack's he's a little rascal. That guy, besides the drugs and all that stuff, let's just really break down.
Let me be clear.
Yeah. First of all, that the night in question, the Larry Sinclair, Pat, he's visiting his godson. He's graduating from the military naval thing. He gets a limo. He leaves. He asked the limo driver, "Hey, I want to hook up with dudes and I want to do drugs." The limo driver goes, "I have the spot and I know some people." So this is like he's delivering gay guys to Barack, almost like Uber Eats, but for gay men. It's like Uber gay. So
this is in Chicago?
In Chicago.
When is this?
In Chicago. So, no, yeah, in Chicago. So, guys, he brings them there, Pat. He gets Barack. They have some drinks. He's doing cocaine with him on a CD thing. Barack pulls out a pipe and he smokes.
I've noticed this with my own homosexuality, my own bisexuality. Hold on, I'm about to make a very broad statement. Broad statement alert. And I will make this broad statement. And I will stand by this broad statement, okay? I will stand by this broad statement, okay? I hook up with a lot of girls. I don't hook up with that many dudes. I've never had a guy ask me what I do with women, but I've had a lot of guys ask me a lot of gay shit about what I do with guys. And it's a little bit weird. And I kind of wonder if straight guys that do that like really wish they could dip their toes in the gay pool a little bit. It really makes me wonder sometimes. I'll be on a show and like, it'll just be the most wildly inappropriate questions. Like, so have you ever like, would you let a guy like f you in the ass? Or like, would you ever like smear his cum on his asshole and like f him with a lube? Like, I get like the most unbelievable, like, why are you asking me this? I've noticed this happens over and over and over again with heterosexual guys, with straight guys. It's very, very, very fucking weird. I'm like, I don't think I want to talk to you about the details of my gay sex life. It's kind of weird. I don't know, man. That's just very interesting to me.
Well, let's go. I did a timeline, Pat, of suspect activity. And first of all, yesterday, Michelle Obama, knowing that this interview was coming out, she traveled to Mallorca, Spain, and spent time with her close friends, Jamie Costa and his husband, Michael Smith, a gay couple, without Barack. Barack stayed back, all right? Let's go do the timeline. 1999, he smokes crack with Larry Sinclair, who, mind you, Pat, signed the affidavit and passed the lie detector test. I don't know if any of you guys have taken...
So a couple things. One, signed an affidavit means nothing, right? Unless you want to go to court with it or something, then you're at least under a penalty of perjury. So sign an affidavit means nothing. Sign an affidavit means nothing. And then lie detector tests also, I don't even think are, I don't even know if they're admissible in court anymore. I think we used to use them, but they're pretty unreliable. Do you guys remember the, do you remember the lie detector scene in The Wire? Am I allowed to watch this? I don't know if YouTube's gonna ding me. Let's check.
I'm here to tell you, this remaining silent shit ain't nothing like they make it out to be. You up in here all tight with it, waiting for your pay lawyer, thinking you all wise, ain't you? No, see? That work when you some kind of criminal mastermind. When you ain't been seen.
Affidavits are the same as under oath, only written. I mean, like, kind of, but like, I think you'd have to test that to truly know. For instance, I could get somebody to sign an affidavit and say, look, they signed an affidavit, but like, if we don't ever go to court or whatever, who the cares if they lie, right? I'm like sworn affidavits of stuff. I think it's only really relevant if you're like going to court with it or something, you know? And I think, because otherwise anybody can get anybody to sign an affidavit.
So this shit actually works, huh?
Hell yeah. Americans are stupid people by and large. We pretty much believe whatever we're told.
True.
So can feel my heartbeat?
Pulse, yeah.
If Marnell said I had the gun, he lying.
The machine tells the tale, son.
Is your name, in fact, Deshaun Fredericks?
Yeah?
True.
And do you reside, in fact, the 1200 block of Whittier Street in West Baltimore?
Yeah.
True.
And did you and Marnell shoot your boy Pookie down on Carey Street just like Marnell said you did?
Nah, no.
Lie. Lying motherfucker.
The machine is never wrong, son.
Man, nigga can't never keep his damn mouth shut. I should've busted the cap and Pookie ass my own self. Left Marnell home and shit. He just a bitch is all.
The bigger the lie, the more they believe.
What a great show. God damn. Fuck, I love the show.
Taking lie detector tests I have in the military. You're not a guy, some random dude that's gay and does drugs, and he's not passing it, Pat. CIA operatives know how to pass it because they train to pass it, okay? So I think his...
I don't think CIA operatives trained to pass a lie detector. Like I said, I don't think lie detectors are even part of court anymore.
His claim is legit. Let's go 2007. Choir director at Barack Obama's church, Donald Young, who allegedly knew about...
I used to think that you went too hard on people like conservatives, but honestly, the stage, I feel like you're too nice to them. It fucking blows my mind that people on the right will say the left goes too hard on bashing Trump, then in the very same breath, they'll say that Obama's a Muslim illegal alien who is married to a trans woman and has gay sex. Yeah, it's very, very, very hard. I could have went harder on the Adam and Stitch thing too. That like, and I try to be empathetic towards conservatives, but like they have to realize like how unimaginably evil they come off, and I don't think they do. And it's very frustrating sometimes to hear conservatives like, I really like that Destiny gives us so much empathy. I like that he tries so hard to understand us. I really like that he puts in a lot of effort into figuring out where we're coming from. And I also wish that trans people just stop grooming children in order to be like their weird kinky like trans sex slaves. And I really don't like that like black people all cry victim all the time and they like blame slavery on all of their problems because they're too lazy to get a job. And I really wish that like liberals would stop trying to steal all of our money because they're too lazy to make people like, it's like, bro, hello? It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. The double standards. Ooh, the double standards.
Let's go.
Okay.
2007.
Yeah.
Choir director at Barack Obama's church, Donald Young, who allegedly knew about Obama and his homosexuality lifestyle, was murdered in Chicago in his apartment. He was shot multiple times at close range, twice in the head. No signs of forced entry. The door.
Are they gonna try to pin this on Obama? I'm not about to hear that, am I? I'm not about to hear that. They're not about to say that this guy knew about Obama's lifestyle and he's another like Seth Richards. Is it Seth Rich? Who's the one that they try to pin on Hillary? There's no way that that's what we're talking about right now, right? Because this guy knew the secret of the Obama gay crack Seth. Or I don't fuck.
Was unlocked, but the neighbors said they didn't hear a gunshot. All right. Fast forward, 2014. Joan Rivers, TMZ asked her on camera if the country was ready for the first gay president, and what did she say? We already have one with Obama, and Michelle Obama's a transgender. 2 weeks later, she dies on an operating table on a routine medical procedure.
They're never gonna invite me on this show. I know they aren't. I need to stop listening to this show. I don't know if I can make it the rest of the way through this. These things are like, unironically, these things are like destructive to the country. These are like the worst types of things that are actually fucking destroying this country. This type of like unbelievably, agonizingly irresponsible bullshit. It's like insane.
Fast forward, July 23, 2023, Obama's personal chef, Tafari Campbell, a self-proclaimed trained swimmer, was found dead at Martha's Vineyard, right by the Obama estate. Allegedly, he was paddleboarding in 8 feet of water and he drowned. He was found naked and his clothes were like a far distance away, and they won't let us know who he was paddleboarding with. Oh, and by the way, Michelle and Barack, initially they said that they weren't on the island. They were there. And photos surfaced, Pat, where Barack had a black eye, but nobody got into that situation.
Brokeback Vineyard.
Exactly. And lastly, just recently, old love letters from 1982 resurfaced that Barack wrote to his then college sweetheart, Alexandra McNair. And in one of those letters, he wrote, and I quote, "In regard to homosexuality, I must say that I believe this is an attempt to remove oneself from the present, a refusal perhaps to perpetrate the endless farce of earthly life. You see, I make love to men daily in my imagination." He tells her this. And here's my thing, Pat. I can care less that if you're gay, if you're not, I don't care. But if you're holding on to that secret and you've been lying to us all this time, because technically, if this is all true, which I believe in this guy has no, why is Larry Sinclair, he's been saying this, Pat, mind you, since the early 80s.
Obamas have
He went in
Agent
front of
47 on their
Washington
payroll.
and he told everybody.
True.
He's broke. He doesn't give a damn. If they're lying about that, what else are you lying about? What about those emails that WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, with John Podesta and Hillary and all these guys were Barack and them are talking about pizza, Pat. Let's deliver $65,000 worth of pizza at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then they call us conspiracy theorists. Just be out and open, because guess what? Congratulations. You'd be the first gay president. Do it. Come out. Say it. What?
Anyway.
What anyway? Oh, Adam, you already that anyway. You're like you don't.
Oh wait, I think Adam I think is like, he's like a bro, but I think he's like relatively normal. I think Adam is. So like, he doesn't want to burn bridges or anything, but I think he'll hear shit like this, be like, do you guys actually believe this? I think Adam feels like the kind of guy who finds himself in a crowd of people who believe some really wacky shit, and they're all kind of like drinking. He's like, we don't actually believe this shit, right, guys? That's what it feels like sometimes. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's see if he
believe any of it.
Well,
that anyway
listen,
was I don't believe it.
I believe that everyone should have the ability to speak. Nobody should be canceled,
Yes.
including wild conspiracy theorists.
Oh no, he's gonna have to fight on this.
Who's a conspiracy?
Okay, I'm not.
So all those things I listed are conspiracy.
I'm just saying everyone is entitled to what they, their opinion.
Yeah.
I love that we have, conspiracy theorists on the show.
Who's a conspiracy theorist?
We've had Alex Jones. We've had.
How much of his theories that?
How much is he? Oh, he fucked up. He's like stepping deeper and deeper into more puddles. He doesn't realize it.
Would say.
Well, there was that one thing that he kind of screwed up on.
So he can't mess up ever.
No, but
a lot of them are right.
Some of them have been right.
The water turns the frogs gay, Adam.
Obviously, but then there was that one thing.
Okay, all right.
It cost him $1 billion.
Yeah.
But all right, so it seems like you're taking the stance that Obama is definitely gay.
I would put all my money on that he's 100%.
So what are the chances? Just at 100%.
I would put all my money.
So
when there's smoke, Adam,
this is the problem that I have. I wouldn't put 100, and I wouldn't put 0. Anytime that you're like, definitely 100%,
yep.
There's no question,
yeah.
I'll put every amount of money on it. Okay,
PBD
let's just back
had
up a
Anthony
second,
Weiner
because
on
we're
Nick
talking
Grilled
about this
and
guy, Larry
relentlessly on
Sinclair.
Clinton murder conspiracies, and Adam was adding to the dog pile. Surprised me. Anyway, man, have you watched these SOC 119 class videos? It's
No.
cool to see.
Wait, Adam was adding to the dog pile? I don't remember what Adam's position was during the Anthony Weiner debate. I don't know how often these guys do this. Do these guys do this a lot where they're just like...
PBD for slander for these allegations.
No. Do a lot of these guys do this? Do they do this a lot on the show where they just start reading like dead person after dead person after dead person, and they're like, oh my God, like look at that. Because I've seen him do this like 2 or 3 times now. Destiny, read every anti-vax who died from COVID. Oh shit, that would actually be fucking epic. Rush Limbaugh. Because there were like, weren't there were a couple even conservative politicians, weren't there? Rush Limbaugh died from lung cancer, not. But
Claire.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we all of a sudden now believe a gay crackhead, Obama blowing drug dealer, criminal.
He's not a dealer.
yeah. So now Adam is laying it. I wish he could do the same thing with Andrew Tate.
He wasn't a dealer, drug user. He used
My
it.
bad, Vinny.
Dealing is whatever.
Who is a known Satanist.
Okay, what's
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. I'll let you-
Allegedly.
Go ahead.
Allegedly.
Who has a 27-year criminal history?
Not 27. No.
He's been in. Oh, so now you're Larry Sinclair's lawyer, Vinny?
Did you watch the video last night? Did you watch the video the whole hour?
No, I'm not going to spend an hour on Larry Sinclair. I was studying the economy. I was studying Trump.
But that's the problem, Adam. You didn't see any of it.
That's true.
You didn't hear anything.
You know what I did do? I did spend some time reviewing his rap sheet. So he spent time in jail in Colorado, South Carolina, Florida, Arizona. He did spend 16 years in jail. He's had 97 run-ins with the law. He's been arrested. Hold on, Vin.
16 years? No, he wasn't.
He's been arrested for forgery, fraud, disorderly conduct, and larceny. By the way, there's now rumors saying that he's terminally ill. So he's going out with a bang. He's got nothing to lose. So listen, if you want to go on, I'm saying this with all sincerity. Go there, all good.
Okay.
I'm just inclined not to believe this guy.
So here's my question, Adam.
Yeah.
If let's just say I saw something happen, okay, just because I've been to jail doesn't take away the fact. And I want you to explain something to me, Adam.
97 run-ins with
I'm so curious if they would say the same. Now, he said, just because one thing happened doesn't mean they're totally discredited. I wonder if these guys are the same ones, they'll say like, oh, well, that one girl with the Andrew Tate person, when she was 17 years old, she falsely accused that 59-year-old guy of statutory rape. I wonder if they do the same thing for this side.
law that might smoke. You said there's smoke, there's fire, Vinny. It works both ways.
But here's the thing, Adam.
True.
How can that guy pass a lie detector test?
Because
I don't know if you've ever.
Well, I actually read about that, and
Oh
allegedly,
no, he actually did. Wait, why did he do so much research for this episode? This guy kind of sounds like an Obama shill. Allegedly.
let's use the word allegedly.
Go ahead.
The polygraph test is what it's called. Came back as it indicated deception. So do some more research, find out what actually happened.
He passed and signed an affidavit, Adam.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So wait,
Listen, I don't have an agenda. I love you, brother. You clearly have an agenda.
No, I don't.
But you want to convince the world that Obama is gay.
I just want to say
there's no indication of that.
Okay,
take a cold plunge.
Well, can I take one thing? Don't forget your thing, Patrick. If you had $10,000 cash right now and somebody said you have to bet one way or the other, you can't take the money. Whatever you win, you win.
Oh.
Do you think Obama's gay or not?
I would love to hear Pat's answer. Go ahead.
Hold on, because I love this.
Oh, this is so uncomfortable. The guy doesn't realize it because this guy's a genuine conspiracy theorist, whereas I feel like Pat is a little bit more sneaky, bad faith. I don't think Pat wants to answer this question because this is actually going to force him to take a hard stance on something rather than doing the both sides fence sitting thing. Ooh, I feel like he's going to take the bet. I feel like he'll take the bet. Let's see what he says.
Smart. Hold on.
Hey, Rob, can you DoorDash some popcorn?
By the way, I'm asking everybody this question. Tom, be ready for this. Patrick, 10 grand. You are not leaving this room unless you make a decision, and if you win, you get to take the money and you go.
You know what you just remind me? You ever seen the movie Couples Retreat?
Yeah.
If a guy had a gun to your head, is this marriage going to work out or no?
Yeah.
Tell me right now.
Yeah.
You don't put a gun to your therapist head on the first time.
Yeah. If you had to guess.
Jackass.
If you had to guess.
If
I once hit a guy in
I already
Detroit.
know his
Bounced off the
answer,
hood of
but
my
go
car.
ahead.
Don't ever
Go
know
ahead,
what happened to
PBD.
him.
I don't know. I will give you ratio. I won't give you a bet like that. 10 grand is not gonna do anything. But if I give you a percentage of these guys having this experience together, I don't know.
I'll say 65%.
30%. I would say.
Oh, okay. Well, a little more reasonable than I thought. 30% is still outrageously high, but okay.
You're even that high,
Yeah,
Pat?
30%.
30%, dude?
But hear me out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hear me out on why I'm saying 30% is not actually that high. What's confusing for me is the following.
All the dead people.
Why are people on the left so worried if he's gay?
That's what I'm asking.
Why are people on the left so like, what is wrong with being gay, leftists? Huh? Mr. Democrats?
Yeah, I thought
Aren't
it was
you guys LGBTQ? Aren't you guys like, what is wrong with being
thought
gay?
it was okay to
Well,
be
I'm
whatever.
sorry.
There's also gay Republicans.
Shouldn't Democrats come out in support of saying, hell yeah, we got a gay president?
Congratulations.
Why are you all of a sudden anti-gay? Why are Democrats
So
all of a
deep.
sudden so concerned about the president being gay? Everything you're doing in California with all the schooling, all the indoctrination, you want more people to be gay. So guess what? You finally have a guy that's, stories are coming out saying that he may be. He may
Not just
be
a guy, you have a flag carrier.
Are you gay?
So and then, for the other part on, stories, this is the part that's just, this is why, BMW and Mercedes are, trying to compete with Tesla and all this stuff. The left doesn't want to hear this story. If this person, the lady came out saying, rape is not about physical, rape is about thought. And Anderson Cooper's like, we got to go to story. I'm really enjoying this conversation. Let me get this straight. You will give that person, the psycho lady, you'll give that person airtime to interview them, but you're not going to be interviewing this guy.
I don't even know if that was that psycho of a statement. Okay. Maybe she said something else crazy?
I got it. Good point. You already lost a lot of credibility with me, so you're full of shit. What is the difference between those two people? That person's got credibility? This person's got credibility? Yeah. No, or you pick and choose your stories. You're not journalists. You are campaign managers. For a person you like that's part of your political party, they lose credibility there. With this guy, I watched him. Here's what he looked like. I mean, I'm just going to give you what I watched the entire interview, by the way, just to kind of get a feel on whether I believe him or not. Like when I watched Karen McDougal, okay, and she said, I'm convinced we loved each other. I don't know if you've seen the interview with Karen McDougal.
That one you watched. Supermodel Playboy girl who allegedly had sex. Allegedly.
By the way, what did I say when Karen McDougal came up? What was my
believed
ratio?
her.
I believed her.
Yep. Yeah.
I said, yeah, I believe she loved him, and I actually believe she still loves him, okay? Because I'm going based on what I saw, and my percentage on that one is like 70%, okay, where I saw that. I'm saying on this one, 30%. I watched the guy, and, you know, when you're running an insurance company or a sales company with a bunch of sales guys, your job is to know which one of your salespeople are full of shit and which one's not. Yeah. No, I didn't sign that forgery. I would never do that. Like, yeah, bro, I don't believe you. Okay? I don't believe you. And you take the paper and you put it on top and you're like, nah, this is definitely forgery, guys. I'm sorry, this guy's going to lose his license. You screwed up. You shouldn't have done that. Oh, my God, I was just afraid. I'll admit to it and I said, dude, I can't protect you now because now the Department of Insurance got involved and the insurance carriers got involved. They have you on freaking recording multiple times. What are you doing? Done, right? My job is our job as compliance is to watch. Now, it doesn't mean we get it 100%. That's why there's investigation, all this other stuff. I watched this guy. I mean, look, even if you're terminally ill, it's not this the first time he's coming out with the story. Democrats are embarrassed if he's gay.
Exactly.
That tells you how much of a hypocrite you are that you're now defending against a person being gay, where to you it's normal to be gay. Why do you care so much? That's the problem I have. I don't have a problem with all the other details.
I have an issue here, guys.
I mean, like, that's so weird. That's such a weird thing to say. It's not about whether or not he's gay. It's about accusing him of being a closet gay. Like, imagine if I were to go up to a pro-LGBTQ person and be like, oh, hey, what's up? I heard you like to get in the ass. But, like, imagine you walk into a pro-LGBT person, you're like, oh, yeah, like, you like to get fucked, and they're like, no? And you're like, oh, okay, I'm pretty sure you do. I'm going to tell a bunch of people. And you're like, no, I don't like to get in the ass. Like, that's really strange, because you said you're pro-LGBT, but you seem really upset that I'm saying that you like to get in the ass. Like, what's the big deal? I thought it was just anal sex. Who cares? Like, is that a really bad thing? Like, that's such a fucking bizarro stance, like, inhumanly stupid stance to take. Like, the problem isn't about being gay. The problem is you're accusing somebody of being a closet gay.
Point is, not every story you hear is actually true.
That's your pushback?
So, I don't think that Democrats are basically being like, how dare you?
They are, though. No, they are.
No. I just think they're like, here's another ridiculous story that they want to push. And the guy's married for the last 20 years.
No, that's kind of like,
Adam,
let me give the opposite side. Let me give the complete opposite argument. Let me give the complete opposite argument. This is kind of like a word comes out that Ron DeSantis running for president, rumor gets out, the first woman he had sex with is his wife, Casey. He lost his virginity to Casey after being married. And conservatives say, there's no way that's true. The guy's a player. He's been around. He's a good-looking guy. He's a Navy SEAL. He's a stud. But wait a minute. Hey, many of these Christian guys, you want, your virginity and your Bible and all this other stuff. Why are you now saying no to this? What happened to your virtue signal on being Christians? That's how pathetic this argument they're making is, that they're embarrassed about something like this. Now, for me, my question isn't even this. Forget about the story. I don't wake up in the morning wondering if Barack Obama's gay or not. That's his wife's problem. It's not my problem. They need to figure that part out. My concern is more deeper than that. Your name is Tucker Carlson. You got 5,000 people that you can interview that's going to be interesting people to interview. What the hell are you doing interviewing this guy?
Thank you. That was my next point.
But actually go.
Wait, hold on. But now is PBD trying to say like you should be interviewing better people, or there must be a really good reason why Tucker chose this guy? That's what I'm curious what he's going to say.
Why?
Why? Why are you doing it?
That's a great.
Are you doing it because, like, let's go through all different angles. One, are you doing it because, well, I've always wanted to do this interview. Fox never let me do it. I'm putting it into, Fox's face. Okay, cool. That could be a possibility. Check. I believe it. Two, are you doing it because you are on the inside and you have friends across media company everywhere? A lot of people that maybe were editors, maybe were insiders, worked at Fox. Now they're at CNN. Now they're at MSNBC. And somebody saw a memo or a link or a story or a conference call or a meeting that leaked and the door wasn't fully closed that said, hey, Michelle Obama's running for office. Okay. What happened?
Nothing. I'm asking Rob to do a poll to see if our audience thinks Obama is gay.
I already did.
65% are going to say gay.
I can tell you that we
No,
we have
I'm not on this episode. I'm sorry. 80% are going to say gay.
over 2,000 votes. 77% of the audience believes that Barack Obama smoked crack and had gay sex. With
Bingo.
Now I know who we're working with out there. Good to know, guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead, but Pat,
So-
your point.
So 77% chance. You're at 30%.
Can I
I'm
make,
at 2%.
Can I make my
I'm fucking
point?
fired up right now.
Yeah.
A ridiculous
So
audience.
love
you guys,
It's
though.
your ridiculous party, is what it is.
No.
And PBD tries to blame the Democrats somehow on the gay sex crack smoking narrative made up by the conservatives? What the fuck?
Yes.
I'm a registered independent.
Yes.
No, we're not playing this fucking game.
Yes.
No, I'm a registered independent.
You've always voted for a Democrat president. You're a registered Democrat.
No.
You've always voted for a Democratic president.
I'm a registered
independent.
independent.
Have you ever voted for a Republican president?
No, I have
Don't
not.
hide around the bush. You never have. You've always voted for left. So that's the party.
But I'm a registered independent.
But you can be.
You think I was going to vote for fucking John McCain?
You can
think I was going to vote for fucking Donald Trump
You
at
can be
that
a registered
time?
anything.
I'm an independent.
You're a Democrat. You voted Democrat your entire life.
you're a
on the
Republican,
No, I
even though
voted
you're-
for Clinton.
Yeah.
I voted for Clinton.
He voted for the
I have
side.
voted for
So
Clinton.
that's your out.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it.
The one vote for Clinton, or did he vote for Clinton twice?
I voted
Got it.
for left and right. You've
Got
not. So no, because the position you take.
Yes.
The position you take.
So what does that mean? That means since Clinton, he's voted Bush, McCain, Romney? Who ran the second time against Obama? I have no fucking idea. Why do I not know this? Was it Romney? It was Romney. And then Trump. So his 7 Republican votes are, and he's voting Trump again, of course, right? So his 8 Republican votes are worth his vote for Clinton? Who the fuck did Bill Clinton even run against? Bill Clinton run against... Fucking Bob Dole. Brav. Okay.
What's the position?
Your position is like, I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to play this. Your political party.
No.
Your political party that you voted for your entire life.
Yes.
Your political party.
Even though I'm a
that you
registered
have-
independent.
Your political party that you have voted for your entire life is embarrassed of this story of, God forbid, Barack Obama being gay. And
Why does he focus on the gay part? It's also cheating on his wife, smoking crack. And by the way, buddy, you also rolled in the idea that he's having fucking hitmen assassinating people for exposing it. There's quite a bit more to this story here than him just being gay. But I like how you focus on like the one aspect of it to make it sound...
the same ones that push about people, supporting LGBTQ. What's wrong with that? That is absolutely insanely embarrassing from one perspective, okay? When I'm giving, and I'm being reasonable to you, saying Karen McDougal for me was 70-80%. I'm at 30% with this guy. Not a 70-80%. I'm telling you I'm 30%.
He's at 100 though. Our audience is at 70%.
That's his
opinion.
I can have my
That's his-
opinion.
where are you at?
I'm at 2%.
Okay, great. That's where you are.
Okay.
But let me go
But
back.
I have the
Can you-
judgment to
the
say that
next
it's not
time-
0.
The next time, if you want him to run a poll, text him. Say if you want to run a poll. I'm making a point while I'm saying with Tucker, and you causing me to lose my train of thought. I'm in the middle of it here telling you right now. Number one is, why is he doing it? You got 5,000 people to choose from. They can interview. So are you doing it because you want to put it back into Fox? Number two, are you doing it because you're worried Michelle Obama's running for right now for office? So it's like, let me kind of put this out there. I don't know. Is it number three? Are you doing number three because Obama never gave you an interview and you're like, oh, okay, you don't want to give me an interview? No problem. Here's what I'm going to do to you. I don't give a shit if I ever interview you Here's my vengeance back at you. Great. Number 4, are you doing it because mainstream media covered everything on Russia collusion for 3.5 years, and smart guys like him believed it, and many other people believed that was actually happening until 3.5 years later, report comes out, oh, it never happened. It was actually funded by...
I can't do politics. I don't have the, I can't do it. It's just makes me so mad. We just have to do red pill. I can't do it. You want to focus on Russia collusion. Has he brought up the fact that Tucker Carlson was cheerleading what ultimately became the largest defamation suit in United States history? That Tucker Carlson and other people on Fox News were literally lying, dude. Literally lying so fucking hard that Fox News caught the largest defamation judgment in the history of U.S. defamation cases. That is an on the record, on the books, bold-faced fucking lie. His lies were so fucking bad. The Fox News lawyers ran to court that day, okay? Half in their fucking suits, begging, listen, I changed my mind. I want to fucking settle. Please, God, you cannot cross-examine any of our fucking people. No witnesses, no discovery. Get me the fuck out of here. We are done with this shit. Have $1 billion. That's how bad that case would have been for all parties involved. That is an on-the-record, under oath, in the court systems, officially recognized, judgments delivered, payments done, actual case of fucking lying. And you're gonna focus on Russia collusion? Like...
Hillary Clinton. Oh, move on. Let's go to a different story. And we have to all follow lead and move to the next story. Yeah, maybe that's why you're doing it, because mainstream media was full of shit during COVID, and there's a couple people that lost a lot during COVID. One of them is mainstream media. They lost credibility. Never.
You know who really lost? Was the American people, okay? No, the world. We lost our fucking minds, okay? COVID is the thing that actually destroyed the world, okay? But it wasn't physically, it was mentally and psychologically. I don't know what the fuck happened. Maybe we just weren't meant to stay indoors that long. Only gamers could handle it. And everybody else couldn't. Everybody else could not handle it. The COVID just wrecked our brains.
Has the word fake news been used until COVID showed up and Trump showed up and Russia showed up, and then people realized, you know what, this fake news thing is real. Credibility of how much Americans believe the media is the lowest it's ever been. Not in the last 10 years, not in the last 20.
The credibility is the lowest it's ever been. Anyway, John Doe, John Smith, Jane Doe, Jane Smith. Oh, these are just people that died that happened to know Barack Obama sucked dick while smoking crack. And I'm pretty sure he sat there and watched Agent 42 or whatever the fuck the guy is from Hitman went and fucking assassinated these people. Like in his earlier years before he went after all the Hillary Clinton victims. Like, bruv.
Ever been in the history of America, because they're full of shit and the American people are sick of it. And you're starting to notice people are going to get their news from a freaking podcast. We're not journalists.
We know.
We didn't go to Columbia University and be fed the same bullshit that everybody else was being fed. I don't know why Tucker did this interview. This makes no sense to do this interview.
Can I ask you a question,
Yeah,
Pat?
of course.
Do you think this helps or hurts Tucker's credibility?
Helps.
I don't think it helps.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it helps. I'm a reasonable guy to tell you this.
Not
I don't
completely
think,
irony poison.
I don't like when Rob brought the story to me and he says, Pat, it's going to get a lot of eyeballs and we got to do this. I'm like, I don't know if I'm interested. Okay, I don't know if I'm interested. And you remember, Rob, I said something like that to you, if you remember this. I mean, you know, we're obviously throwing, your job is to give different stories,
yes,
right?
And we've discussed similar things where it's personal lives that don't matter, like the Dylan Dennis thing. We discussed having him on, and you said, I'm not interested in doing that.
Another story I will say that only you and I know this, where guys like, hey, this is what really happened to my relation. Do you know which one I'm talking? I'm not going to say the name, but you know exactly what I'm like, I'm not interested, bro. I called the guy back. I'm like, I'm not even going to talk about it. That's not my interest, okay? That's your problem between you and your wife. You guys go figure it out. Now, if you are making it so crazy that we have to freaking touch it because you're putting it out there, then our mistake's on you. In a situation like this, I don't know if I'm interested in this story. Is it entertaining? Does it get eyeballs?
You go on PBD podcast.
I'm really...
They wanted me, yeah. But
I'm really curious why you would do it.
Can I speculate why?
You can speculate, yeah.
Right,
you can
so,
speculate.
You hit the nail on the head, eyeballs. How much was Tucker Carlson's contract at Fox? a year.
40 million a year, was it?
No,
Whatever it
wasn't 40
was.
a year.
No,
It's like 20 million?
20 million.
Yeah.
How much is his contract at Twitter?
He's not making any.
Bingo. So, he's in the eyeball game before. Now, I mean, he's the number one, let's just say, talking head. I don't think that Tucker Carlson can be considered a journalist at this point. I would say he's a pundit, right? Because a pundit, their job is to give opinions. This is not a factual story. This is an opinion story. This is a guy who, at the very least, can we agree that this guy may have some credibility issues? No?
I'm not saying
a gay, crack-smoking felon?
You went to. I'm not in your camp. I'm not in your camp. What I'm saying is this. I think Tucker is an absolute investigative journalist. I think Tucker is doing the right thing interviewing this guy. I think others should have interviewed this guy 15 years ago during the election and talked to him about it after he did a lie detective test. All I'm trying to find out is why you're doing it today. This should have been interviewed a long time. I think this is a miss in the job of the people of mainstream media that never wanted to talk to this guy because they were afraid of losing, credibility and relationship with, Obama, the person they all feared that they wanted Obama to invite him to their birthday party and their annual celebration or their inauguration, all that other stuff. There's a lot of clout in being in those types of meetings to say, I got an invite from Obama. Obama was a Ronald Reagan figure for the left. He was admired and loved by a lot of people on the left, and most people fear losing something to a guy like this. So for me, I do think Tucker is an investigative journalist, much better than a lot of the guys on the left. I would give
Obama was against gay marriage
I would put a couple guys on the left that I respect that are doing investigative journalism, and I would put Tucker on that list as well. My question isn't to lose credibility for that. I don't know why he's doing it. Now, he may have a very valid reason for doing it, and by the way, it could also be a reason that's none of our business. He could also be doing it to say, who the hell are you for me to have to explain to why I'm doing it? I'm freaking doing it because I want to do it. And it's a private matter that I don't even want to tell the world about it, but I told myself I was going to do this when I was going to be free, and I'm doing it. Great. More power to you. But on paper, I still don't know the motive behind doing it now.
I think Pat, great point where I had no idea, but maybe it was maybe he heard something about Michelle wanting to make a run that's going to, put us back into crap. Because, obviously the left isn't doing a good job. But think about it. When was Barack first president term? When did he become?
08.
08.
January of 09.
Pat, if they knew the truth and Sinclair was out during that time and putting out these stories, that's not you think that's what, why they were covering up?
You think people have gotten dumber or something? Like, I can't see how someone would believe something like this 10 years ago. This is my theory. I think it's two things, okay? This is my theory, two things. The first thing is that the world has gotten more complicated, so you're having to offshore more and more trust onto other people, right? Before, if I pushed we can look at cars, for instance, right? When I push my gas pedal, there is a physical connection that goes to something called a carburetor that actually pours gas into the cylinders, okay? I push the thing, physical connection goes to a thing that pours gas and blows up, makes my engine work, right? Today, when I push the pedal, I don't even know if pedals have physical connections anymore. That might all be digital. And we don't use carburetors anymore. Now we use mechanized fuel injectors that do an analysis of how much gas to pour in based on I don't even think it's a physical connection that your gas pedal has to the fuel injectors, right? So there's a lot more trust there, right? This might all be controlled by the ECU on your car these days, right? So there's more trust there, right? That's just like a microcosm of every single thing that exists in society today.
I find making a case then giving anecdotes. Yes, giving anecdotes to make a case very revealing about the person.
Cool. True. That's just one. That's one of a billion things, right? So one is that we have to trust a lot more things because everything in life is becoming more complicated. Number one, and number two, a second issue is, well, we've had to trust more and more and more and more things. Part of the reason is because things have become complicated, but another reason is because our focus has gotten a lot larger. Whereas before, I would be born in Omaha, and I might really care about things in Omaha.
I bet your Ford Focus does have a carburetor.
I might really care about particular things in my city, or especially my neighborhood or my school or my district or whatever, right? But now people's focus and attention isn't really on their local area. Now it's super national, right? Now we're looking at, or international, all over the world. So now your ability to verify and audit and vet and understand, now it's even lower. Because like before, it's like, well, are my emergency services in Omaha, Nebraska overpaid? Well, I don't know. What do my friends say about calling firefighters or police officers? Do I know any houses that have burned down? Do I know of any like times where the police fucked up? Well, now it's like, is my military overpaid? Does the Pentagon account well for its budget? I don't know. I don't even know what part of my taxes go towards that budget. I don't even know if I can have transparency in the Pentagon budget. I don't even know if that's actually possible because it's national security, right? So now that we're more concerned with things like the Pentagon budget rather than the budget for our emergency services, and then now that we have to trust more and more external parties because things have gotten so complicated, I think that all of these things have played such a huge role that now it's like, I don't know who the fuck I'm supposed to look to and trust. I don't know where I could get my information from. Everything is so complicated and everything is so like international that you end up just like looking at the people that make you feel the best, because there's not very much fact. Nothing that they say at the end of the day really has to boil down to being right or wrong. Like if Tim Pool says that we're losing in Ukraine, then we're losing in Ukraine. Because it's not like I ever have to reconcile. 99% of what they talk about on these programs, you don't ever have to actually reconcile it with fact or truth or real life. If I think the are fake and gay, and I think they cause people to die of heart attacks, they do. I know, and I know that because I watched Died Suddenly. So I know that they don't work, right? Or if I think that like UFOs are real, they are. Alex Jones says it, and I saw a YouTube video on it. And the military said it, because that one guy, Schellenberger or whatever, he said that they said it, right? At the end of the day, I've outsourced all of my epistemic validity or sourcing to these third parties. And then when they give me these truths, I don't actually have to validate any of it. They could be wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong and wrong. And who cares? I don't know. Is real? Who knows? Do they cause heart attacks? Who knows? Does, are cars, driving us into towers because Tesla's evil? Who knows? Is Elon Musk shutting shit off in Ukraine? Who knows, right? It's a lot different than a mayor coming up to you and saying like, our water is safer than it ever has been. And you live in Flint, Michigan, and you're like, bullshit. Or our streets are safer than they ever have been. That's bullshit. I go to the old market. I go downtown all the time. I know it's not safe down there. I've got 3 friends that have gotten mugged in the past month. My car gets broken into every 2 weeks, right? I think those two things are why that's not. I think that's why we have so many problems. Yeah. And that kind of ties in with something I've talked about before, where I hate the lack of accountability in alternative media, because you. They can just lie and be wrong about everything, and who knows? At the end of the day, you don't really fact check any of these people. You don't know if Ukraine is winning or losing. Bro, even I joke about how like when I look at videos of the war in Ukraine, it feels like the same field they've been fighting over for like 18 months, But how is everything that you were saying not applying to leftists and leftist media as well? It applies to everything. This isn't a partisan issue. This isn't left versus right. This is just the world that we live in today. Lots of stuff has to do with the perceived decreases in standard of living for people too. Inflation, lockdowns, etc. have left people very upset, and they don't know how to explain it. The decrease in people's perception of their living conditions is one of the primary drivers. Yeah, I know, that's true. Hard to say whether the decrease in standard of living is real or entirely made up by people abusing. Yeah, that's a really hard one too, and I don't even know what the correct answer is to that. Like, is there a real decrease in the standard of living? People will measure it some ways, like, well, we don't have as many access to like houses, and it's like, I guess that's kind of true, but you also have like cell phones and internet. Right? That's like a poor person today in the United States. If I had to guess, broadly speaking, I think a poor person today in the United States probably lives a more luxury-filled life. So things like cell phones, probably access to like fast food, if you consider that like a luxury, probably has more of that. My guess would be than a poor person like 100 years ago. That'd be my guess. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, I feel like there was a study that I read on this a while ago. People's perceptions determine how they. Oh no, wait. People hear radio feel about economy. I feel like I read at one point that like the radio programs you listen to would actually determine how you feel about the economy. that like if you listen to a lot of negative radio, you might feel like if you ask like a certain conservative today, how do you think we're doing with inflation? They're like, inflation is worse than it ever has been. It's like, what if I told you that like year over year inflation's actually dropped to what it was like before COVID? Would you believe that? And it's like, absolutely, that's no way that's true, right? But they don't know the numbers. However, to be fair to that, no, there's no being fair to that. But I will say that be careful about inflation, because inflation is also, when we talk about inflation is a broad number that encompasses every part of the economy. But some people might feel inflation harder than others depending on what part they're focused on. So for instance, I think inflation in housing and education, is education included in year over year, or is this like bread and is this like the basket of items number? I'd have to go and look at the different measures. But I know that different types of inflation are localized to different people. So like one individual might be feeling no inflation or negative inflation. And another individual, maybe who like just bought a house or something, they might feel inflation is like 20%, you know? But how people feel about inflation might largely come down to how people actually just, how they get their news, you know? Yeah. The perception is really, really important there. My gas is still over $5 a gallon, driving me insane. Yeah, I don't know where you're from, maybe. I remember that I was road tripping or driving or something, and I remember I was asking people, like, do you think that gas is okay or is gas fucked? I don't remember what state I was in, but I feel like gas got to below, like, $3 a gallon, I think? Did it get that low in the past year? And people were still like, no, gas is like $10 a gallon. I'm like, is it? Where? People are saying gas in California is high, but I feel like gas in California was always high. It's 3:30 right now in New England. It's 3:05 where I live. Yeah. But anyway, it's really, yeah, I don't know. It's perception is reality. I say that a lot. Like how you perceive things will literally determine how you feel about things. Also, something I said to Xena and Darius, and I will continue to say this, okay? I'm taking a harder stance on this. Poor people love to be poor, okay? Poor people make a lot of poor decisions, and they love bathing, basking, reveling in their poverty, okay? I don't know why. Well, it's probably an education thing. But, like, my God, the financial decisions that people make being poor sometimes blow my fucking mind.
It's me. It's reveling.
Oh, I love you, buddy. If that's the case, then welfare isn't the answer, so... Oh, shit, you just fucking owned me, dude. I thought welfare was the answer to all of our problems. Are you saying there needs to be, like, more comprehensive education or controls on how poor people spend their money because they make really poor financial decisions? Jesus, you just blew my fucking mind. I want to go consider that for a second. I'm sorry, you just like you radically reshaped my whole worldview, because I'm a big fan of just indiscriminately like giving money to everybody until it solves all the problems. But thank you, jeez.
95% of people in the world, you know, if he wanted to talk to them, they have to entertain it. And he's got plenty of options to interview outside of this guy. I just don't know why he did it.
Can I add one more thing here, just for our conspiracy friends out there?
Coincidence.
You know, we've talked about alliances being made with, obviously, Tucker and Elon on Twitter, whatever the Trump thing is. Do you know what Elon had to say about your friend, Mr. Sinclair? This is Elon Musk, who might have a little bit more knowledge in this general subject than any of us.
Okay.
Here's what he said. Mr. Sinclair is not super convincing, picks or. And that's my ultimate point. Anyone can just run with any ridiculous story, spout it out on any ridiculous podcast, and just go with it.
Pictures from the 80s, 90s?
Yeah. Yeah, there were cameras back then. I don't know if you know that. But if Elon is saying this, I think that's fair to say that this probably lacks credibility.
Well,
because he wants to see Tucker win.
Well, 77% of the people that watch one of the dopest podcasts out, business or whatever, I don't think that 77% of them are just crazy conspiracy kooks. They feel it. I could look at it like I could look at Barack and be like, yeah, I could see it.
There's a part of,
so they feel it.
There's a
they
part,
know it.
There's a
I
part of me.
wrong.
There's a part of me as well that likes Elon saying this. There's also part of me that says he has to say this because he's not got a CEO of the company that's like, Elon, what are we doing with this? You want me to get advertisers as a former NBC person, Linda Yacario? You want me to get all this stuff and we're putting something like this and you're retweeting it? You have to comment that you're not fully in it. There's a lot of ways to look at this angle on, Linda could have told him, I'm about to sign a $500 million advertising deal with, 20 different companies. What are we doing here, Elon? Yeah. You're not making me my job easy. I'm trying to hit my bonus. Those kinds of conversations
Pat,
could take place as well.
I just want to know is since Tucker's no longer with Fox, he's basically doing whatever he wants. Do you think he's like the white Tupac?
Is he the white Tupac?
Way less gangster.
What?
I think he's absolutely gangster, and I think he's pissing a lot of people off. And I think how hard it is right now to be Jon Stewart. Can you go to the clip of Jon Stewart where he played the you know which one I'm talking about, Rob? I don't know if you found it or not. Just put Jon Stewart on Tucker. Jon Stewart, and then put Tucker. Stewart, Tucker, yeah. It just came out yesterday, I want to say, with Jon Stewart saying what he said. Go a little, no, not that one. Go a little lower. He just recently said something about Tucker. Can you go a little faster? Go a little faster to see if it's out there. Oh, no. Okay. No problem. But Tucker called him evil. I'm sorry, Jon Stewart called Tucker evil.
Evil.
Evil. He says he's evil. He knows what he's doing, et cetera, et cetera. And in a situation, like that's the one right there. If you can play that one, yeah, go for it. Just make it bigger and audio.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
But to your point, though, about like a guy like Tucker Carlson, like that's cynical. What he does is cynical.
Starts with cynical.
Right. And he hides the true motivation for it. And that's what I mean by the difference between well-intentioned, honest brokering and cynical manipulation.
Yeah, I definitely put him on the evil side. I wasn't going to speak for you, but
no.
For me, I put him in the...
No question.
I feel like he knows exactly what he's doing and saying.
No question.
I don't feel like he's ignorant about his messaging and his coding.
No, it's all purposeful, and it's marshaling very, very malevolent forces.
Yes.
No question.
But marshaling very malevolent forces. Like let's just say using the DOJ against your opponent, like malevolent forces.
Yeah.
Like using the entire mainstream media to attack.
That's the oh yeah, Jesus.
Attack an opponent and make the entire country believe Russia collusion was real. And here's what's crazy. I'm a fan of this guy.
Yep.
I like Jon Stewart. Okay? And I also happen to like Tucker. I like both of these guys. And I love the fact that 20 years ago, John went on Tucker's show trying to bully him. And he leaves. This is when Tucker had a bow tie. It's right below it, Rob, if you can see it. And when he had a bow tie on right there, and he's like, this is just awful, right? This show right there on rapid fire, and he's going through it. We don't have to play the whole thing. I love the fact that Tucker got his redemption because Jon Stewart today is at a lower level than Bill Maher. I think Bill Maher is kicking Jon Stewart's ass, and people actually from both the left and the right.
Jon Stewart today is at a lower level because didn't Jon Stewart like basically quasi-retire? And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not as plugged in, but I feel like after Jon Stewart left The Daily Show, I feel like he basically kind of like retired, but then he also kind of came back and now he does like a couple shows. But I don't think Jon Stewart is aggressively pursuing a career post The Daily Show. He just walked away from a successful show and now he does like absolutely, yeah. Whereas like Tucker Carlson literally got dumped from his fucking network. It's a little bit wild to compare those two and say Tucker Carlson is like the man. But
like hearing Bill Maher, and quite frankly, I don't know who wants to hear from Jon Stewart on the right, except for a few people. John sounds more like somebody that's just defending his political party to be invited to the parties, and Bill Maher is saying, F all of you.
Yep.
Okay? I think all of you are full of shit. Just the other day, Bill Maher talked shit about Trump on Rogan.
Yeah. Oh, the whole.
And then he goes and talks shit about Biden about you. I'm sitting there saying, good for you, Bill.
Yep.
Good for you. I want to kind of hear what you got to say. But anyways, we're going to see.
That's why I think Bill Maher has more credibility than any of those names you just mentioned. Because he's willing to call out, ready for it, both sides. If you just want to play your, I'm on this side, so this is what I'm defending, or I'm on this side, this is what I'm defending, I don't think that's a true, honest broker.
But that Tucker story was the biggest comeback story in media.
Oh, huge.
They canceled his show. Jon Stewart, everyone mocked him, and then 20 years later.
Great story. Good for him for coming out, and then boom, he's runs the #1 show for God knows how many years.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.
Wow. You always compare yourself to Bill Maher, but you are so much closer to Jon Stewart. In terms of like attitude and everything, I feel like Jon Stewart and Bill Maher are actually pretty similar. They just occupy different areas, I think, on the political spectrum. That's like my broad feeling. I think they're pretty similar. They seem very different because Stewart definitely falls further to the left, but